Hello students, welcome to today's lecture. In today's lecture, we are going to learn about ray optics and optical instruments, NCRT section 9.4 to 9.4.1. This disclaimer, learning objectives. After this lecture, you will be able to understand the phenomena of total internal reflection. In short, TIR. Its condition, critical angle, calculations and natural occurrences. Alright, after that, apply the principles of total internal reflection to explain the working of optical devices like prisms and fiber optics along with their real world applications. So in today's lecture, we will cover 9.4 total internal reflection. After that, we will learn 9.4.1 total internal reflection in nature and its technological applications. Alright, so these are the topics of the today's lecture, which we will cover one by one. So let's start. Total internal reflection. Now, here before starting, here question arises: what is total internal reflection? Now, total internal reflection is the phenomena in which a light's ray traveling from a denser medium to rare medium. Alright. Now, what happens in that case when a ray traveling from denser medium to rare medium? When light travels from a optically denser medium to rare medium at the interface, its part reflected back, partially reflected back into the same medium and partially reflected to the second medium. So here we have a two medium. First, rare medium. Second, denser medium. Alright. This reflection is called internal reflection. The important point here is this. This happens up to a certain angle, and that certain angle is called here critical angle. So, conditions for TIR. For total internal reflection, light must travel from optically denser medium to rare medium. Example, water to glass. Alright? Or we can say glass to air. Here glass is denser medium, air is a rare medium. Alright? And angle of incidence in denser medium must be greater than the critical angle. So, critical angle. Basically, the angle of incidence in the denser medium for which the angle of reflection in the rare medium is 90 degree. So to understand this, we will use a scenario. So when light travels from a denser medium to rare medium. So here we use glass to air. So here first medium is denser medium, second medium is rare medium. So denser medium, water, and rare medium is air. So when light traveling from water to air, or we can say denser medium to air medium, it bends away from the normal. Alright. So here as shown for ray A01B. A01B. So from A to O1, this is the incident ray. So A01 is incident ray, O1C is partially reflected ray, and O1B is partially refracted ray. Alright. So there are three rays: incident ray, reflected ray, and refracted ray. So we can say when light traveling from denser medium to rare medium, some lights are reflected, partially reflected, and some ray are partially reflected. As angle of incidence increases, this one I is the angle of incidence. So as angle of incidence increases into dense to rare medium, or we say dense to rare refraction, the angle of refraction also increases. It means angle of incidence here or angle of refraction, both are proportional, and this is we already discussed in previous lectures. At a specific angle called critical angle, the refracted ray becomes parallel to interface, and that is normal, or we can say 90 degree to normal. Here normal is this one, O1N. So this dotted line shows normal. Similarly here, this dotted line is normal. Alright. Now, critical angle is the angle of incidence at which angle of refraction becomes 90 degree. So look at here, this one AO3, everyone, AO3 is the angle of this is incident ray, yes or no? So at angle IC, the refraction here, second refraction ray are completely bad at an angle 90 degree. Alright. In figure 9.11, angle AO3N, AO3 and N, this one IC is the critical angle. You know, critical angle is the angle of incidence in denser medium for which angle of refraction in rare medium is 90 degree. Beyond the critical angle, refraction becomes impossible, alright, and causing total internal reflection. So, total internal reflection occurs when angle of incidence is greater than critical angle. I is greater than C. And at this angle, all light is reflected back. Now, in figure 9.11, the ray AO3D, AO3, this one, AO3D represents condition for critical angle IC. Similarly, ray O3D, O3, this one, O3D is parallel to interface. Water air interface, this one. The parallel lines, or we can say the line, the interface between rare medium and denser medium. So O3D is parallel to interface, water air interface. Alright. So when angle of incidence is increased further than critical angle IC, then this ray AO4 gets totally internally reflected. It means they reflect in same medium. Alright. Characteristics of total internal reflection. So first is all light is reflected back into denser medium and no light passes into the rear medium. Second is the reflection is nearly 100% efficient, no loss of intensity. So here some cases like when angle of incidence is less than critical angle, light refracts into the rear medium, and when angle of incidence is equal to critical angle, light just grazes along the boundary, refracted ray at 90 degree. Or when I is greater than C, total internal reflections occurs. Alright. Conditions for total internal reflection. So first condition is light must travel from an optically denser medium to a rear medium. Alright. Angle of incidence must exceed a specific value called critical angle. So these are the conditions. Third, when these conditions are met, no refraction occurs. All light is reflected back. Alright. So these are the total internal reflection conditions. Critical angle derivation. So at the critical angle IC, the angle of refraction are equal to 90 degree. And we know the Snell's law, that is N1 sin IC is equal to N2 sin R, which is equal to N2 sin 90 degree. Alright, because here R is 90 degree. So now we know sin 90 1. Yes or no? So when we put the value, you will get sin IC is equal to N21 N2 divided by N1. In short, we can write sin IC is equal to N21. Alright. Here N2 is refractive index of rear medium. Similarly, N1 refractive index of denser medium. So we can write IC is equal to sin inverse N21. And this is the value of critical angle when light is traveling from medium first to medium second. And we already know the medium first is denser medium and medium second is rear medium. Alright. Critical angles for common materials. So here we have a table 9.1 for a critical angle of some transparent media with respect to air. So we know the formula to calculate the critical angle. Sin C is equal to N2 upon N1. Using this formula, we can calculate critical angles. So first material of substance medium is water. In that case, the refractive index is 1.33 and critical angle is 48.75 degree. Similarly, crown glass, refractive index 1.52 and critical angle is 41.14 degree. Dense splinter glass, refractive index 1.62 and critical angle 37.31 degree. For diamond, refractive index 2.42 and critical angle 24.41. Alright. Now, from this table, we can analyze some points. First, higher refractive index materials have smaller critical angle. Look at here. So the higher one is this one, diamond 2.42, higher refractive index, and their critical angle is smaller when we comparing with all. So 24.1 degree. Yes or no? Diamond has the smallest critical angle, making total internal reflection very easy. Water has relatively large critical angle, requiring steep incidence for total internal reflection. So look at here, the water have large critical angle comparatively, so it will 1.33, and their refractive index and their critical angle 48.75 degree. All right. Demonstrations for total internal reflection. Some experimental setup. So these are steps. First, take a glass beaker with clear water. Clear water means transparent, not any impurity. Add a few drops of milk to make water turbid to visualize light path. Then this solution will act as denser medium, alright, as compared to air, because here we add some drops of milk. Alright. And so phenomena of TIR is possible of if light travels from solution to air. So let's see. First experiment. So shine laser from bottom of beaker as shown in figure 9.12a. Here, this one. This beam will be visible in cloudy water when you do this experiment. So we are neglecting here the refraction due to glass of beaker being very thin. Now, if the angle of incidence at solution interface is less than critical angle, in that case, lights, we have two lights. First, partial reflected light, spot on the table. Second, partial refracted light, spot on ceiling. Now, second experiment. Now, shine laser becomes side at the angle as shown in figure 9.12b. So, here the gradually increase angle. Look at here. When critical angle is reached, then there will be no light existing water surface. At this condition, incidence and reflection, a complete reflection of light will occur back into water. And this is a case of total internal reflection. Alright. So when here we conclude that when light travels from denser medium to a rare medium, angle of incidence exceeds the critical angle. No refraction occurs. Instead, all light is reflected back into the denser medium. And this phenomena is lossless and highly efficient, making it useful in optical fibers, prisms, diamonds, brilliance, and mirages. Alright. TIR, or we say total internal reflection, occurs only under two strict conditions. Denser to rare, in that case, angle of incidence is greater than critical angle. Alright. Third experiment. So take an empty test tube and pour the glass beaker solution into it and shine laser from top as shown in figure 9.12. See here. Here, laser is incident on the solution. So adjust the direction of the laser beam such that it is totally internally reflected every time it strikes the walls of the tube visible through cloudy solution. And this demonstrates the repeated TIR. And this is how optical fiber works. The important point here is this: never look directly into laser light or point it at anyone's face. Alright? So, here, if we talk about some more safety, so we can say when working with strong light sources, here lasers, focused sunlight, wear proper protective eyewear to avoid retinal damage. Ensure fiber cable carrying data or light are not bent beyond their minimum band radius, as this can cause breakage of light leakage. Natural phenomena. So, diamond brilliance. This is a natural phenomena. So, diamonds high refractive index, that is n equal to 2.42, gives a very small critical angle, that is 24.41 degree. Alright. Light inside undergoes multiple TIRs before emerging, creating intense sparkle. So, light entering a diamond undergoes multiple total internal reflection. So, this creates characteristics brilliance of diamonds. Alright. Brilliance of diamonds. Strategic cutting enhance total internal reflection for maximum light return. Or we can say here the role of cutting, we can say diamonds are cut a precise angle so that most incoming light strikes the internal surface sees at angles greater than the critical angle. This ensures maximum TIR and directs the light back to the viewer's eye. Alright, this precise cutting is called ideal cut or brilliant cut. Optical prisms. So, here a prism is a transparent optical element with flat, polished surfaces, usually triangular cross section, that reflects or disappears light. It's usually made of glass, quartz, or acrylic. Now here, basic functions is prism can bend light by 90-degree right angle. Figure 9.13a. This one. Incident light, and this is reflected light. Or 180 degrees complete reversal, figure 9.1b. This one. Incident, reflected, then again incident, then reflected. Their working is based on total internal reflection. When light enters the prism, it bends according to Snell's law. Depending on the prism design, light may undergoes dispersion. Here, light splitting into colors. Then deviation, changing direction of a single beam. Then TIR, total internal reflection without loss. For this to occur, the critical angle IC for a material of prism must be less than 45 degree. And such a prism also we used to invert images without changing their size, and as shown in figure 9.13c. Optical prisms. So design requirements: critical angle must be less than 45 degree for 90-degree deviation. Both ground glass and dense flint glass satisfy this condition, and their refractive index n equal to 1.552 and n equal to 1.62 respectively. Precise angle cutting ensures total internal reflection at all required surfaces. Now, optical fibers. Alright. An optical fiber is a very thin, flexible, transparent fiber, usually made of glass or plastic, that can transmit light signals from one end to another with very little loss of energy. They work entirely on the principle of total internal reflection. Alright. An optical fiber, we can say here, flexible, transparent, strand, usually made of glass or plastic, that transmit light signals for communication purposes. Each fiber has two main parts. First, core part, or we can say inner part. Second, cladding part, or we can say outer layer. Core has high refractive index, N1, material like glass or quartz, and its inner part is of the fiber where light travels. Cladding has lower refractive index material, N2 is less than N1, or we can say cladding is a layer surrounded the core made of material with lower refractive index. Cladding ensures TI occurs at the core cladding boundary. And protective coating, an outer plastic layer to protect the fiber from mechanical damage and moisture. Working of optical fiber. Alright. So, let's see. Principle of operation. An optical fiber is a thin, flexible strand or glass or plastic that transmits light signals from and to the outer using the principle of TIR. Principle of operation: light enters the fiber at an appropriate angle. And at the core cladding interface, total internal reflection occurs, and this happens because core has higher refractive index than cladding and light strikes at angles greater than critical angle. Optical fibers are fabricated such that light reflected at one side of inner surfaces strikes the other at an angle larger than critical angle. Light propagates through successive total internal reflections. At the end, even band fibers maintain total internal reflection conditions. So it works only if core is greater than cladding, or we can say refractive index of core is greater than refractive index of cladding. Main uses of optical fibers: telecommunications, using suitable transducers, electrical signal is converted into light signal. Then this light signal is transmitted at high speeds using optical fibers. Then optical fiber can also be used for transmission of optical signals. For example, these are used as a light pipe to facilitate visual examination of total internal organs like stomach and intestines. Decorative lamp. So, working of many decorative lamps is based on phenomena of total internal reflection. These lamps contain plastic fibers with their free ends forming a fountain-like structure. Look at figure. Decorative lamp. A commonly available decorative lamp with fine plastic fibers with their free ends forming a fountain-like structure. And this is very uh, free to good. The other end of the fibers is fixed over a electrical lamp. And when lamp is switched on, the lights travel from bottom of each fiber at suitable angle and it gets internally reflected from inner walls of the fiber. Alright. And this light travels along the fiber's length and appears at the tip of its free end as a dot of light. And the fibers in such decorative lamps are actually the optical fibers. Now, main requirement for fabricating optical fibers. Let's see. So, there should be a very little absorption of light as it travels from long distances inside them. This means the light signal should not get weaker as it travels. What is the solution then? So, using highly purified materials, special preparation of materials like quartz, silica, removing impurities that could absorb light. Alright, silica glass fibers, it is possible to in silica glass fibers, it is possible to transmit more than 95% of light over a fiber length of 1 kilometer. Now, advantages of optical fibers. First, low signal loss. Light transmission over 1 kilometer in high quality fibers. This is very good. High bandwidth, enormous data carrying capacity. Electromagnetic immunity, no interface from electrical fields. And then lightweight, much lighter than copper cables. And due to this, the loss of signal is reduced. Alright. Durability, resistance to corrosion and environment factors. So these are the just advantages of optical fibers. Low signal loss, high bandwidth, electromagnetic immunity, lightweight, durability. Now we summarize the concept. Total internal reflection occurs when light travels from denser to rare medium at angles greater than critical angle. Alright. Critical angle is given by sin IC equal to N2 divided by N1, where N1 is greater than N2. High refractive index, materials have smaller critical angles. Diamond has 24.41 degree, water 48.75. TIR results in nearly 100% reflection efficiency with no energy loss at the interface. Prism use TIR to band light at specific angles in optical instruments. Optical fibers consist of core, high N, and cladding low N that guiding light through TIR. Major applications include telecommunications, medical devices, and decorative lamps. All right. And if we talk about the key advantages, we can say low signal loss, high bandwidth, electromagnetic immunity, and durability. Manufacturing requires ultra pure materials and precise refractive index control. So these are just uh, advantages. Now we have some practice questions, and this is homework for you. So please note down. First, calculate the critical angle for light traveling from water to air, and their refractive index 1.33 to 1 respectively. Second, why does a diamond appear more brilliant than glass? And their refractive index n is equal to 2.42 and n equal to 1.52 respectively. What are the two essential conditions required for total internal reflection to occur? Fourth one, a light ray strikes the interface between two media at an angle of 60 degree, which is greater than the critical angle. What percentage of light is reflected? Why do optical fibers have a core with high refractive index than cladding? So justify your answer. All right. Thank you for your attention.